Hey everyone, welcome. This is the session about autonomous agents in Copilot Studio. So what is autonomous agents? So this gives you the ability that you can run Copilot in the back, or your agents are running activities in the back without that you just interacting. So that means if an email, for example, coming in, or any kind of triggers like, a new form has been submitted, or a new entry record in Dataverse. These kind of triggers now automatically monitored, and based on that, actions can be done. And it's so easy to do. So I have now a simple example for you, which I show you in theory, but this will be enough just for you to understand how this all works. So the concept of autonomous agents is, first of all, you need a trigger. The trigger is something you're just setting up here. When you're just setting a trigger, that can be when an email is arriving. Let me just look and check in that case what you can just do if you're getting all what kind of triggers we have. So you have when a form is submitted, or in SharePoint, when an item has been created or modified, when, for example, something in Teams channel has been added, when email arriving, or a Dataverse, when a row is added, modified, deleted, or the planner. So these are the typical ones, and there will be much more in the future, but this is the first start, Microsoft just going into the race. So I just have selected this one. So in that case, what's happening is the following. Let me just open up Outlook, and let me show you what I've just done from there. So in that case, what I did is I just have sent an email and then wanted just to ask, hey, this is my name, and I just want to book an hotel from December 1st to December 2nd. Pretty simple, nothing else. So what's happening now in this one here is that I just have now instructions, and the instructions are pretty simple now. It can be more complex, but we start simple. So first of all, analyze the incoming email we've received, and then extract text. Use the extract text action to run. So you can run or describe it much more detail, to get better results. But this is at the moment what I wanted to achieve is I want to run an action, which is a Power Automate flow in the back. So this is here, this one. This is not automatically be done. This is something which you just need to create first. And this is something which Microsoft just makes easy peasy, like, hey, everything been now more easy and low code friendly or no code friendly. This is not the case. So you have to do this, have that action. You have to add them on. You can add actions pretty simple, easy. So by going into your flows, for example, and then you just create a new flow. And based on that, you can just do the magic. So let me just give you an example. Before you just do this, let's have a look on how extract text looks like. So this currently would be chosen. I just want to go into this one, into this action, and then just have a look. So they have an understanding of how this kit looks like. So I think the most easiest way is just going into my maker environment and then look from there. And if I go to my flows, and then I do have this one. Let me edit this one. So you have a look. So what's happening is, first of all, this is a skill, run from a Copilot. That's why you see that also from this sign. I just put now this kind of wording already there for my testing, because you need to test the flow first before you can really go into productive. Then I'm using this create text with GTP using a prompt. So I do have now this one here. And I'm just getting the input in that email body, which you can just work. But these things, for example, these are the things which you just need to go first in here into AI Hub. Let me just open that in a new tab, and then you can see what the magic is all behind. So let me just grab this one. So what I'm just doing is extract the first name, the last name, the start and the end date from the email body, which is just getting in. And your response should include the first name, the last name, and the start date and end date. Pretty simple. You don't need to be a developer just to do this. It's just simple natural language which you're just using. I'm testing this prompt, and at the end, it just gets me this out. Of course, you can have much more variables. Based on that, you can just also say and return back something like, hey, some information is missing, like, for example, the name or something else is missing. Till when do you want to book this one? You can send it back and stop then your agent in this kind, your autonomous agent in this case. But, you know, we keep it simple. So just returning back, then what I'm just doing is some kind of Power Automate magic at the end. I'm just I'm adding a new table into the customer table. So this person, and what I'm just doing is also I'm adding the reservation in that case. So this at the moment not working quite fully, something we still have to discover, but this is not something which is really that autonomous agent wouldn't work. But anyhow, this is how the trick all works. At the end, you're just getting the customer created in the system and the reservation will be made. And then the end game is you returning back an email and saying your your room is been reserved. And this happens all automatically without a bottleneck of a human being, because then you don't have to be all the time there and have to just watch and do this. So these kind of things can be automated. One thing before we end this session. So what is the difference now to Power Automate? Autonomous agents and Power Automate. It's all about automation, right? So what's the difference? The main difference about this one is, and just returning back to the overview, is that Copilot Studio with autonomous agents give you a much easier overview about all the triggers and adding all that actions. It is easier to maintain because you have an overview about that. If you want to do everything with Power Automate, with child flows, you can do, but this has more the approach of pro code as low code. You can't have all that overview easily, and you still need to build all that kind of actions. So that's my take. So thank you very much, and see you soon.